Welcome to Between
Two Couch
Cushions.
Cushions. Woo!
One of these days we will synchronize that and it'll actually be at the same time. But today is not that day.
I think that it's spontaneous.
It is. I'm sitting in a place where I can't see your title, and I'm realizing now I should have positioned myself in a better way. So there we go. Now we can see your title so that it's not just me.
How's this? This is totally comfortable. I'm just gonna block my head because
you don't have to. I can do it so that now we're
That's right.
Welcome.
There, now we can see you here.
Another delightful broadcast being brought to you via the digital screen, thanks to COVID and being just obnoxious and all that jazz. But we're here, and that's really all that matters, right?
That's right.
Here. Now, I have some questions that I have.
Yes, of course.
I have not written them on index cards, so I cannot fling them around my house. My daughter claimed all of my index cards today for school project. The little jerk took all my index cards, so I have to rely on paper. But am I alone and the only person asking questions yet again this time?
Well, I am glad you're sitting down because I too have written some questions out.
You have not.
I have. I did not put them on index cards. My daughter did not take mine. I just put them. They're on a Word document. So you and I are here, and then my Word document's here, and we're gonna see how this works.
Wow,
but I won't have anything to fling. So
That's all right. I'll
pretend to fling.
We will fling our minds at each other.
Yes, I think we're good at that. There we go.
Okay. So I want to start the first question off because I think this is an important thing to lift up.
Okay.
Your Thanksgiving, you did something non-traditional, and I want you to tell everybody what you did because I kind of love it.
Okay, so we did tacos. We didn't even use ground turkey. Oh, no. We just used ground beef and your traditional non-Thanksgiving taco. And first of all, I love to cook, but I'm never good at cooking turkey. It never turns out well, and it's very discouraging. I love to eat the side dishes, but it's a lot of dang work to make a Thanksgiving meal.
It really is.
And this has not been a great year for me health-wise, as everyone knows. So I'm like, you know what? I am not going to do that to myself. I want to be able to host Thanksgiving and have my family over, but I also want to be able to enjoy their company. Yeah. So we did tacos because that's a whole lot easier. And
see, what I want you to do next year, same idea, but do like a nacho table. So you take your entire table and you line it with tinfoil, your kitchen table, your entire kitchen table with tinfoil, and you put your nacho chips all around it, and then you just like drizzle your cheese right on top of it. You put all your fixings right on top, and so it's like a table, and you're just eating it off the table as one giant plate of nachos,
like a charcuterie board, but it's
the entire table. I've seen a couple of the TikToks on that. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I want to go to that party. That looks like a fun time.
I will do that. It's just going to be challenging with my cats. That's the thing.
That's true.
Into the nacho dip.
They may want to partake. You might have to knock them into the other room while you have your meal, and they can clean up any leftovers.
That's right. Yes. They'll be happy. We'll be happy.
I did not cook a turkey this year, but I went to my mom's house and she cooked the turkey. So I was able to get the turkey and not do the work. I brought a couple of sides and some pies. And so I did not have to do the labor intensive like I did the year prior when I was given a free turkey.
Yes.
And it was the first I'd ever made on my own. And it was the grossest experience. And I don't enjoy it at all. And you're right. The bird did not come out cooked well enough. It was just why am I putting myself through this misery? Why?
And
wanna do
on
it.
non-Thanksgiving days, I don't buy whole birds anyway. I just buy the pieces, parts, and go for it. So
And
I'm
I really don't want to be reminded that it was once a living thing. Yes, I
there's
know
that
I
too.
eat meat and I know that that's what happens, but I don't want to be reminded of it.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
I don't like it. In fact, I had some leftover turkey and there was, it gives me the shivers even thinking about. I took a bite of the turkey meat. It was a breast meat, and there was a vein in it.
Oh,
and it pulled the meat out and the vein was still attached. And I'm like, oh my God, the rest of the turkey's in the trash now. I can't eat anymore. I am done. I am done. I am done. I had just started the meal, but I was done. I was over. It was it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I will not have turkey again probably for another year because I can't.
Yep, I am that. Danielle, tacos. In fact, maybe next year you should come to my place for Thanksgiving, and we'll just have this like Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, every giving, and we'll just do tacos.
I still remember one time that you did taco pizza.
Yes,
that was amazing. That was still to this day the best pizza I'd ever had.
Oh my gosh,
that's amazing.
That's what happens when you work at a convenience store that has a pizza oven. I also have a recipe for Big Mac pizza. We couldn't call it that, obviously, because that is trademarked.
Right.
That's what it is.
That is awesome. All right. So last month was actually also Nanowrimo, which I know that you participated in and won, I might add.
I did, as did you.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure if I was going to. And the only reason I did Nanowrimo was because of a suggestion from you. The day one of Nano, I did not have a shred of an idea in mind.
That's right.
And you commented on something and I'm like, all right, I'll do that. And that's what I did. I used your idea and I created this story from that. But you wrote an interesting project. Would you care to share what that is?
Oh, well, so, okay, National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo. Typically, you're supposed to do 50,000 words of a brand new project. That's like the traditional way to do it.
Right.
But as you know, Danielle,
here.
I'm not traditional, at all. And so what I did,
tacos for Thanksgiving.
It's exactly. And so I carry my tradition of being untraditional.
Right.
And so I was working on the long-awaited companion follow-up novel to Waiting for Spring.
Right.
I had done a first draft, and Danielle, you've seen my first drafts before. It's basically, it's a gigantic outline. Some things aren't even written out in sentence format, and other
just
things
paragraphs of this is kind of what you want to happen, and this is how you envision a scene coming out.
It's almost like a storyboard without the pictures because I can't draw. So I'm like, you know what? I haven't actually written a first draft, so this isn't really cheating. So I just took that and created a second draft out of it. So
I would consider that totally a project, because you're right. You do not write a novel, the first draft of a novel, the way I'm not even going to say most people, because I don't know if that's true or not. But you don't write a novel the way that I do with the story. You basically write a really long outline, is what I think you do for your first draft. So I think that totally counts as an
okay. In that case,
I don't think that's cheating
totally
at all.
Alrighty.
Because people outline for their nano projects all the time.
Right. I just spent 6 months outlining it.
Right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It must have helped you cross the finish line using that outline.
It definitely did. And I'm still going strong. The NaNoWriMo, you're supposed to, the goal is 1,667 words a day, 1667.
Right.
And so I did it, but it was very exhausting because I'm working, still having treatments. So I want to finish the novel. Like, I have finished the 50,000, but I definitely want to finish the novel. So what I've done for myself is I've set a personal goal for 500 words a day.
That's an excellent goal.
I give myself weekends off because,
your brain needs time to recover. Your hands need time to recover. Your brain, everything needs recovery. Just like any muscle needs recovery.
That's right. At least that's what I've heard. I'm not sure about physical exercise. I've heard that physically, but I never really, exercise. But anyway, but that's what I've been working on.
So do you think that this is going to be the same like mammoth size as Waiting for Spring is, or because you're talking at least, if so, you're only about a third of the way through.
Exactly. I'm going to say it's not going to be mammoth size. As author Todd Kiesling said once, my book could double as a murder weapon.
Right. It's true. It's a very, very large book. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I know that if you're only at 50,000 words,
right,
it might take you a long time.
Right. I'm going to say I'm probably roughly halfway through is how it feels right now. And of course, with another draft there, that'll be trimmed too. So, sure. But sure. It feels like about halfway.
In subsequent drafts, you end up trimming words. I end up adding words in subsequent drafts.
I am the kind of writer, you know how there's that saying, everything but the kitchen sink? Right. I am more everything and the kitchen sink.
Gotso.
So because
you put it all in at first and then you take away what you really don't need. Gotcha. Yeah. I see. I think it's so fascinating how different writers write in different ways. I mean, it just proves that there is no wrong way to go about doing this. And if anybody ever says that you can only do it this way, run away.
Absolutely.
Because that is not true. We're living
give them
proof.
The finger. That's right. You can do.
That's right. Yeah, my nano project, I'm trying to remember exactly what your suggestion was, but it was something
Even
to the
I
effect,
can't remember.
It was something to the effect of your protagonist comes into a large sum of money, but it comes with a catch.
Oh, yes. Okay, I do remember that.
And so what I ended up writing was a broke woman. I don't know any of those. I don't know where I can pull from that sort of inspiration.
No, me either.
A broke woman who is asked to dinner by her CEO boss, who basically says, I want you to marry my son, who is, he's an agoraphobic. So he does not leave the house. He doesn't meet anybody. He doesn't know anybody. You're single. You're not doing anything. Marry him and you'll be financially set. And so it's this sort of like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to not have to worry about where rent is coming from? But at the same time going, I got to marry somebody I don't know or I don't love. And so that's what it turned into. That's what it turned into. So
that's so cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. I hope you finish it.
In theory, it'll be a series of books with 6 different brothers because it's a big family. And so we can see 6 different brothers and their subsequent relationships. We'll see. That's the nugget that's in my brain. I don't know if that'll actually work. But we'll see. That project, I mean, I wrote the Nano project, but I have no time to actually devote to actually doing anything else with it right now. My writing dance card, as it were, is full for the next 2 years. So it'll sit on the shelf for a long time and marinate. So that idea may never see the light of day, but I did it. And so it's there as a back burner project. Sometimes I like to pull out a project if I'm like not feeling a certain project, or I'm like, oh, I'm bored with the story or whatever it is. I can't edit another day, whatever, is, and then I can pull out something that it's like, oh yeah, I remember you. So that might be that project.
Yeah,
that might be that project.
I hope so, because that sounds like a lot of fun to read.
It was fun, yeah. A little spice in there, so be fun.
Nice.
So we'll see. But November is over. It is in the past. We're now into December, which I know for you is a pretty stinking big deal. You are a huge lover of Christmas time.
I am.
What are you doing? Is there any like traditions that you do, or Advents or whatever it is? What are you doing in December that you're like, yeah, I can do this now?
Well, again, I love to cook, I love to bake, so I am looking forward to baking all of the Christmas cookies. Like, you
do like your cookies.
I love baking them even more than I love eating them, and I really love eating them too. So what I've been doing is I bought a charcuterie, which is a hard word to
I
say.
cannot
board.
say that word for the life of me. So thank you for saying it on my behalf.
I
Every
don't
time I
know if
say
I
it,
said
my
it
daughter
right.
laughs at me because I'm saying it wrong.
She may be laughing at me. I don't know because
I think that sounds right. That sounds right.
okay. I
Continue.
will accept it. But instead of doing like, the meats and cheeses, I do that with cookies. So, and of course I decorate, everything, obviously.
Yes, you do. You go all out, inside and out.
Inside and out. We have bought and wrapped all of our Christmas presents already. So we are there.
Same. I was basically done though in October and in October/November, just because I have two teenagers who have birthdays in January and December, and money runs out fast if you're not like budgeting appropriately. And I'm like, you know what? I have this money now set aside. I'm gonna spend it so that come November, I'm not like, oh, I've already spent that money on other things. It was more of a make sure the kids have stuff before you buy yourself something or whatever. So they're all done. And we do a daily advent calendar. Now they're with their dad half the time, so they can't open things every day. So they'll just open several things when they come, or an extra one the day before they leave. But my son, I've done advent calendars for my son for several years, and he's like, Mom, I don't want the candy, I don't want the stickers, can you just give me money? And so I am putting like little $1 bills in, or the occasional 5 or 10er. That's what he wants. So fine, be a bah humbug, that's fine. And my daughter, I'm doing Marvel mini Lego figures. So there's a little new mini figure every day, and she is positively giddy to open up hers every day. So
I love that.
Not a cheap advent this year. Last year I did stickers, which was so much cheaper. This was a very expensive year. So Tristan
I'll tell you,
make out well in the money department.
The older they get.
It's true. It's true. It's like all of the things that he wants are all like computer related, and of course insanely expensive. Why you can have one gift now, she can have 17, you can have one. This is not cool. So I may have to wrap up some just blank boxes with $1 in it or something, just so he has something.
You asked for money.
You did. You asked for money. So what are you most looking forward to this year?
Just the family being here. It's been, we're all vaccinated and, doing our best to stay safe. And part of that is we don't see each other as often as we would like. So we're gonna all be together, and that's the part I'm looking for.
Are they coming to your house? Are you going there, or a little bit?
They're coming to my place. So all my kids and my moms are both going to be here, so it'll be nice.
That will be very nice. That will be very nice. My kids are flying out to California to visit family out there. So
oh my goodness,
I will. They're leaving Christmas Eve. Well, they're gonna fly out actually on Christmas Day, but they're gonna go into Portland and rent a hotel because they have a super early flight. So I don't know. On Christmas morning, I might just go catch a Christmas flick or something. I don't know.
There you go.
We'll see.
Wow.
Or I'll just stay in my pajamas all day.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's kind of a luxury as well. So I might just do that. Okay, so here's a question that I have for you in sort of relation to the holiday season.
Okay.
Now, often during the holiday season, we neglect ourselves in terms of making sure that there's something under the tree for us, or letting somebody know, you know what, I would really like this, or whatever. If you could buy yourself a gift and wrap and put it under the tree, something not like crazy, but something that, you know what, I would really like that. What would you give yourself?
Oh my goodness.
What treat would you give to yourself? I put you on the spot.
That's such a good question because I honestly don't know.
Because we're often like, well, no, what do you want? How can I help you? Instead of like,
am always focused on giving to other people. And boy, I think I have a record player now. I think I would get myself some of the old records I used to have as a teenager.
Nice.
Been really into Born in the USA lately. I think that's what I would do, is just like a bunch of records from my teenage years.
Yeah, but they're all the rage now too. The vinyls are coming back like crazy.
Yes.
So
there's just something about I don't know, the way it sounds and just the whole act of having to physically, do all of that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Here's the deal. My husband just said someone's here to see me. So is there no way we can pause and then come back? I'm really sorry, Danielle.
I don't know. Let's find out. So yeah, that's a good gift idea for yourself. And Taylor Swift has released her Red album in vinyl as well. It's like five vinyls.
Okay, in that case, that's my new answer.
Just saying, you could do that.
Answer.
You could do that if you want. That may or may not be, not the vinyl, but the CD might be in my Christmas stocking. I might have purchased that for myself. And yes, I still listen to CD players. Yes, I have a car my car in theory should be able to play songs from my phone, like from Spotify. It does not. Yeah. It does not. Yeah. It just does not. There is something not quite right with my sound system. So
the Bluetooth connection thingy,
whatever, it just doesn't work. It just does not recognize the phone at all. So
not okay.
So I have to use CDs in my car. And yes, I said car because I'm from Maine, and we say car. And this year I actually bought myself things and I wrapped them from the kids.
Yeah.
I said, what? You're buying me this. You don't know what it is, but you're buying it for me.
I do buy myself stocking stuffers too. So
absolutely. That way you get what you want.
Exactly. Now, and the best part is I can't remember what I got myself, so I'll still be surprised.
Exactly, because if you do it so far in advance, I have no idea what's under the tree and what my kids have gotten. I've completely forgotten, so it'll be a joy for us all.
Awesome.
And I only have one more question before I go to the watches, so I'll ask my question and then we can go to your supposed hypothetical questions that you apparently say that you have. But we'll see.
I see how it is.
Yeah. So my question to you is, it's December, but January is knocking on the door. Are you doing any New Year's resolutions this year? Or are you like, what? Screw it. I survived another year and that's all I need to do.
It's that last thing. Yeah. I've never been huge on resolutions, although probably I should, like the concept I get, perhaps I should set some goals. That would be good.
Right.
But nope, until things chill out a little bit COVID wise and I'm in survival mode right now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us are. But I think January is the time of year where a lot of gym memberships are purchased.
Right.
And stopped being used in February.
Pretty much.
I think there's a lot of good intentions in January.
Yes.
I'm planning to
How about you?
Well, I'm planning to just keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to try to hit my writing goals and my, the scheduling and trying to just honor that. I do have a daily gratitude practice that I started this year that I'd like to continue so that I'm lifting up every day something that I am grateful for. Even if I'm not in the best health, or even if, it snowed and I have to shovel, which we all know I don't enjoy, trying to lift up something to be grateful for so that I'm not constantly looking at the negative things. And I found the more that I'm looking at the things that I'm grateful for, the more positive things that I'm noticing. And I'm getting a little less cynical.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe there's something to it.
That.
Maybe there's something to it. Just, being aware of those things that are going right in life. And I think once you start seeing the things going right, more things start to just go right, because like attracts like. And good energy follows good energy. I mean, I think we all know people that have like sort of that dark cloud that just exists over them all the time, that it's just no matter what they do, they are always under the cloud. And I can't help but wonder, is it because your attention is on just paying attention to those negative things? And if you were to instead shift your energy and shift your attention to the good, if things your perspective of things might change. I don't know. Right. But I know that it's been helping me. Yeah. Somebody who's, very self-deprecating on myself. It's been helping me realize maybe I don't need to be. So I don't know.
I might have to try that.
Yeah.
It's daily gratitude.
Just, something.
Yeah. I have a new notebook. It's like leather bound that someone got me. So maybe
love a leather bound.
And when someone gives you a fancy notebook, you want to write in it, but you're also what do I write in this amazing notebook? Maybe that's what I'll use that for, is my daily gratitudes.
And so here's another bonus tip for that. Something that can actually help aid you in your sleep as well. If you have issues with sleep, do your gratitudes at night before bed. So you're thinking about positive things as you go to sleep, and not like, I have to do this tomorrow and I still can't. And so your energy is not on the things that need to be done tomorrow causing you stress. It's all this good stuff really happened. And then since doing that, I've been able to sleep better too. So I don't know.
Well, I like this idea. Thank you, wise one.
There you go. There's your New Year's resolution. A gratitude journal.
I've got it.
All right. Do you want to ask your questions before we get to our watches?
I do. And especially since you seem to be doubtful of their existence. But
well, anyway, I do have cause for that doubt.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Everybody knows how I do. So I too have a Christmas themed question for you.
Okay.
So Danielle, you are you are very like fastidious, and you're very, you have a lot of awesome like analytical qualities that I admire about you.
Well, thank you.
I'm wondering, does this translate into being a good wrapper of Christmas presents as well?
No.
And
no.
See, this surprises me, because like I'm imagining as you as like being very,
No,
neat
and I'm crafty too. I will say that I'm a crafty person, but wrapping paper drives me bonkers. Drives me bonkers that I've got to wrap all this stuff that I'm just going to have to throw away. It drives me crazy.
Right.
And there's tape everywhere, and I never cut the right way, and the lines don't line up, and things aren't symmetrical. And why is Santa upside down now? And
well, I don't feel so bad because
I don't enjoy it.
So the other day I scooted over to Danielle's and we exchanged our presents. We haven't opened them yet, but mine's still under the tree.
Yours is so pretty.
But if you look on one side, you can see where I measured, and there wasn't enough paper. So I had to do that thing where you put one.
Had a small section of it.
Yeah. So I was like, I hope she's not judging.
I'm not. No, I'm not. And your gift, you might notice that there's a jagged scissor edge, because it's like I drag the scissors. Just cut through the paper. Just do it. Why? It is very nice and pretty to look at a nicely wrapped package, but I don't want to waste my time doing that.
Right.
Or other things I can spend time on.
I have this great solution that I was debating doing this year, but we had all this leftover wrapping paper from like years and years. But locally, actually, I think all of Maine now, you're not allowed to use the plastic bags anymore. We have a plastic bag ban.
Yeah.
And so everyone's having to buy, like the reusable
paper
bags.
Yep. Yeah.
So next year, what I want to do is, because we used up all the wrapping paper, from years past, is use those kind of bags to put the gifts in.
Sure.
Because you're not wasting any paper. You're not.
And here's what you do.
Any trash.
Here's what you do for the tissue paper on top, because we still, even though there's plastic ban. Wow, that's hard to say. Even though there is a plastic bag ban, you could use that as like little fluffs of that in your little.
There you go. See, okay.
Not very pretty, but you could repurpose.
It works.
It could be environmentally friendly and get rid of all of your See, I still have a stash of them because of course you hang on to them and you're like, oh, I got to save those for a bag, but you don't need to save as many as you end up saving. You have an entire closet full of them. I use them as little trash bags in my car. My cat.
In the car.
That's
where we use them too. We also use them for kitty litter.
Kitty litter, they're great for kitty litter for sure.
And also the bathroom trash bucket.
Use that for them too. I don't know what we're gonna do when we eventually run out, but it'll be at least 5 years before we run out of those bags.
I've got several billion, I think. So
at least, yeah. All right, next question.
Okay, Danielle.
Yes.
What conditioner do you use? You have the most amazing hair, like of anyone I know, in person or online. And so I
use Aussie. I'm an Aussie girl.
Oh, the kangaroo
I use
dudes.
Aussie. And I use a L'Oreal leave-in conditioner. It's like a cream. And I just, after I get out of the shower, I lather on because there's a lot of hair. And if I don't put on the leave-in conditioner, it kind of poofs and becomes frizzy. So I need something to sort of weigh it down. And so it's a combination of Aussie and the L'Oreal leave-in conditioner.
Oh, right.
That's what I use. And so there's even a spray Aussie leave-in conditioner that sometimes, if I need a little touch up, if I see a little frizz, I'll spray on the little frizz. But I like the Aussie. It smells purple. I don't know how, but it just smells purple.
Yep. Back when I had enough hair, that's the hairspray I used. And it's a very distinctive scent that I also enjoy.
It is. I'm now getting my son sprayed as well because he's inherited my foofy hair. And he's growing out his hair now.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so he has to, I'm like, let me spray you. You are a big ball of frizz. He grumbles about it, but I'm like, dude, if you're gonna have your hair long, you have to tend to it. You can't just leave it when you have short hair. You just roll out of bed and go.
It's
get a little bit longer hair. You gotta maintain it.
Yep.
Kids.
Okay, Danielle. Picture this.
Picturing.
You're in an airport and your flight is delayed. Cell service is down. What book do you wish you had with you? I know.
That's a mean question. That's a mean question. Probably one I haven't read before. That's a lame answer. No, I guess something new and exciting that's going to make me forget that I'm stuck in an airport, and maybe whatever the latest John Green book is of the day, and just slide into that. That's an evil question.
I know.
That's an evil question. What I'm gonna turn that around and ask you. What would you bring?
Okay, I think I would bring something written by P.G. Wodehouse, even though I've read them a billion times, because they're so funny and entertaining and very light. And so I could enjoy them and it would amuse me, which would hopefully help with the frustration of the delayed flight.
Right.
But also I could have one ear on like the speaker so I wouldn't potentially miss my, flight.
Right. That's probably a safer answer, is to do something that you've read before so that you're not too engrossed in what you're reading and completely miss your flight. I was once in an airport once, and I was sitting at my gate. I was early. I was wicked early. And then I was like, why? And then waiting there for hours and going, why haven't we boarded yet? We're supposed to have boarded. My gate was across the way and my plane was boarded without me. I'm like, I'm in the wrong place.
Whoops.
Whoopsie daisy. That would have been a situation where having a book that you're engrossed in would be a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Be a bad idea.
Okay, Danielle.
Yes.
What acting role have you always wanted to tackle, but have not yet had the opportunity?
I would love to do Sam Shepard's Fool for Love. I really just love that play. It's a three-hander, an intense. I think that would be a really, really fun, very dramatic, very melodramatic. It's just, I think that's what I'd like to do. You? What about you? I know you don't really act, but is there something that you would be like, you know what, I'd love to do this?
You know, if I could play, okay, I have acted in 2 performances. I played old ladies. If I could play an old lady, you know, I
Sure.
think like Arsenic and Old Lace. Like I'd be either Aunt
That's a good
Abby or
show.
Aunt Martha.
That's a good
I could,
show. That's a good show.
I would love to play a crazy old lady murderess.
Yeah.
That would be rad.
Yeah, that would be. That would
Yeah.
be.
Okay. This is my final question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Which one of your books has the most Danielle in it?
Oh. That's a good question. Because there's a little bit of me in all of them.
Mhm.
Probably ABCs of D.
Okay.
There's a lot of snark in there, and
Yep.
considering there's a lot of real dates that I've had in that book with the names changed, there's probably the
Right.
most realness in there.
Yep.
But she's somebody who I sort of aspire I was more like, somebody who's a little bit
Right.
more, even though they're like all over the place, they're like super like in here, they've got it. They have confidence in themselves, whether they believe it or not.
Right.
So but yeah, she's nice and snarky, and is a little bit more confident in how she holds herself than I think I am.
I love that book.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that means we are now on to our final whatcha questions.
Yeah.
Whatcha reading these days?
I have been reading Will by Will Smith, his memoir.
Oh, was it good?
It's really good. I'm just about done. I downloaded the audiobook, so he's actually narrating it, which is very cool. And then of course you have little snippets of his songs and whatnot.
Right.
I enjoy him. I think he's very entertaining. And I think he's very candid about his shortcomings in this book, which I think is pretty cool. But no, I'm enjoying it.
Nice. I'm a really slow reader. The problem is that I read at night before bed, and I'm already tired when I go to bed.
Yeah.
And so I only get a couple of pages, and I'm like, okay, I'm really tired. I gotta go to bed now. I'm too tired for that. I really need to read at a different time, but that's just kind of where the book is by the bedstand. So right now I am still reading You Love Me, which is the 3rd book in the You series.
That's right.
So the serial killer Joe is still at his shenanigans. So I think I'm about halfway through, maybe a little bit more than that, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This one is better than the second one. The second one I was like dragging my feet through a little bit. So this one is at least it's picked up the pace again, and it's not following the series at all at this point. So it's like you have a brand new experience watching the series and watching the book. You know, the main character has the same name and is still a serial killer, and that's about where it ends.
That's it.
But they're both still entertaining to me at this point.
Oh,
so
good.
That's good. Watch it. Besides pretty much greatest British baking show.
Oh, well, so that actually finished last week.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it was a really good season actually.
I'm sure it was.
I was very, very, very happy
I've
with
heard
that.
a lot of people talking about that episode, that season lately. So
yeah, a lot of really good bakers, very entertaining. But no, I've been watching pretty much on repeat the Beatles documentary Get Back.
I have yet to watch that. I know it's on my to-do list of things to watch. Yeah, it's good.
It's just so good, and of course, it's like 8 hours long or something. It's really long. So I'm kind of through my 3rd time because it's so long, and it's so easy to miss things. You tend to be that
type of person. Something that you really love or enjoy, you watch it.
Yes.
Consistently.
I'll get obsessed. And get So that's what I've been watching.
Yeah. I just finished watching Only Murders in the Building on Hulu with
is that good?
Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez. It was cute. The first season was cute. So that was fun. And I'm watching The Great on Hulu.
Oh,
A fun little comedy. But the thing that I'm sort of obsessing over now is Tick Tick Boom, the musical that Lin-Manuel Miranda directed and starring Andrew Garfield. Holy crap. If you like musicals,
so good.
It's good. It was a good one. So
it was
so my
really
daughter
well
and I are
done.
actually both obsessing over that one. We tend to be sharing obsessions lately. I don't know what that's about,
thing.
but we have stuff to talk about and bond. So
yeah, awesome.
it's fun. What you listening to? I guess you kind of already answered that with your question because you are reading audiobooks instead of books.
That's how I do. So it's so funny because the Spotify Wrapped year-end thing came out. And according to that, I've been listening to a lot of Coldplay, but I don't remember listening. I mean, I like Coldplay. I do, but I don't remember listening to them enough for them to be my number one. So I don't know. I mean, Spotify wouldn't lie to me, I don't think.
Right. No, I think surprised by some of mine picks too. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you were on a workout playlist and
something.
I don't know. Yeah. No. I'm listening to Bound by Books podcast, which is a podcast that I am one of the hosts for. There are 5 authors who write across the genres, and we do a weekly podcast on Monday at noon on any of your audio platforms. So check us out. We talk about books and writing and just anything writing related. And so that's what I've been listening to. I don't do a lot of audio stuff personally.
Right.
Because I'm like a talk show type thing, like The Office Lady, something like that. That I can do, but like podcasts, I guess I can listen to. It's like audio books and stuff I have a harder time with because I want to do the voices in my head.
Right.
I don't want you to do them for me. I want to do it myself.
That's because you do them so well, Danielle.
Yes. All right. So here is our last whatcha question.
Okay.
And we may have already answered this already.
Okay.
Whatcha writing?
I still writing on the follow-up book, which is still untitled, I'm afraid.
That's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be titled. Sometimes the title is like the last thing that comes. Sometimes it's the first thing. It comes when it comes. And then sometimes you change the title after you've said, no, this is the title. No, don't like it. Yeah. I'm actually glad that Nano was done because I'm used to writing several different projects at once. So I'll spend a couple of days writing one thing, a couple of days writing something else, and maybe the weekend I'll dabble into something else, because I don't want to be bored or get stale or whatever. And so sticking with this one project all month long was really like tedious. I'm like, can I take a break from you? I forgot something else. So now I'm working on getting a release ready for February and writing.
That's exciting.
The subsequent, parts to that. It's going to be a series. I'm sort of working on a suspense that may or may not come out next year. It's still in its infancy phase, and I don't know if I like it yet. So we'll see. That one might need a little bit more time to linger. Something I have learned is that the suspense books take a little bit more braining than the romance books. The romance books
is like a puzzle that you have
a little
to
faster, and they're a little easier to write. And the suspenses, while I like writing them, they require a little bit more braining. And then the book that I collaborated with Randy Hunt, who wrote the play for a book that's in the story that I'm writing, that goes to the editor later this month.
Awesome.
I don't know when that's going to release though, because I'm going to be releasing next year a brand new pen name. So I'm going to be writing under Dani Bannister, Dani Bannister. I'm going to try to separate my 7 genres that I write in and maybe, give the algorithms a little bit of a chance to find me if I narrow myself to 2 genres.
Right.
So I'm going to try writing my romance titles under Dani Bannister. So you know that the swoon will be for Dani, and the more suspenseful stories that have some underlayers of romance, those will be my full name, Danielle Bannister.
Right.
So I've got to sort of, I think, really introduce that pen name first. So I'm not quite sure what the release schedule is going to look like for next year. But whenever there's a spot, it'll be ready because it's edited. It'll just need a cover at that point, but it's ready. It's ready.
That's so exciting.
For whenever. So that's what I'm been up to. That's what you've been up to. We've had a lot going on. Is there anything else that we need to discuss?
I don't think so.
If there's anybody watching through to this point and there is a burning question or something that you wanted us to talk about in our next podcast, let us know. We are open for suggestions. We would gladly take any questions. That's something that I do miss about the being able to do these live, is being able to interact with the people and answer questions and talk to them sort of in real time. So feel free to do that, and we will certainly address it next time, whenever that may be. Whether that's January, February, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Whatevs.
All right. We will let people go. Thank you for being with us on Between Two Couch Cushions, and we will see you on the couch next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.